Hey guys, Rick Ginn here, and so many people come to this channel and ask me, Rick, how do I get started in wholesaling? And I want to break it down to you. I don't care if you're just getting started or you've got tons of experience. I'm going to walk you through, if I started wholesaling today, what I would do from start to finish. So the first thing you need to do is don't complicate it. So we're going to start with marketing. So what you need to do is go out and find distressed properties. And what do I mean by distressed properties? You're looking for ugly, tired houses that need help. This is what wholesaling is all about. So how you go out and find these properties is really simple. The first thing I do is what we call driving for dollars. This is just a technique where you go out, you get in your car, you get on your bike, you get on your running shoes, it doesn't matter, and just find these ugly properties. Find properties that do not fit in these neighborhoods. How do I find them? Tall grass is probably my favorite. Look for deferred maintenance. That just means properties that aren't being taken care of. Look for blue tarps on the roof. Look for vacant houses. Look for any signs of a property that's not being lived in or not being taken care of. If you can do that, what you want to do is collect the list. Don't complicate this. Just take a pad of paper. You can use your phone, take quick shots of it, write down addresses and collect them. The goal here is get as many as you humanly possibly can. So this should take you about an hour to maybe 2 hours. The goal is to collect as many addresses as possible. Don't fret on how many addresses you collect. If you get 50, that's great. If you can get 150, if you can get 300, the more the merrier. Now, once you get these properties, you're simply going to go and look up the phone number on the properties. And how do you do it, guys? Don't fret about this. True People Search, it's a free website. You go in there, you put in their name, you'll find their name on the property appraiser site, and you'll look up their phone number. Okay, we're going to gather that information. The second technique in marketing to find these distressed properties is what we call government lists. And these are simple lists that you go to typically your county or city sites, and you're finding properties that might have motivation. So I'm going to walk you real quick through these types of lists. Number one, find your code violations list. This is typically at the city and county level, and these lists are lists of properties where someone has reported the property being like a nuisance, they haven't cut the grass or anything like that. Why do you want to find these properties? Because there's usually something going on with the homeowner that they're not taking care of it. Remember, people have problems. When you can solve people's problems, we make a lot of money in wholesaling. So go and get that list. I'm going to tell you have to be persistent to get these lists because they don't really hand them out. They're typically going to tell you no the first time. If you can go in person, you'll have better luck getting these lists. The next list is if you can get a probate list. Just go down to your county courthouse, look for the probate department and ask nicely for the list of probates. These are people who have passed away, that these properties are going to be inherited by family members that typically don't want them. These are some of your most profitable deals. Then you can look from there, look for any type of foreclosure list. Once again, it's a government list at your court level, and you just look for the foreclosure list. Look up their phone number. How do I look them up? TruePeopleSearch.com. You guys are figuring this out. And you find the phone numbers and we're going to reach out to them. You can also look for the eviction list. These are landlords that have really bad tenants that aren't paying the rent. These are ideal for wholesaling properties. Guys, these lists go on and on. Tax delinquencies. You can look up divorce lists. It's endless. Find a list at your government level and get them, because the key is they're free, and these are great places to look for motivated sellers. So now that we know how to market them, remember, you're going to look up these people's phone numbers through TruePeopleSearch.com, get their phone number, and now we're going to go into acquisitions, which is phase 2 of wholesaling. Acquisitions is simply reaching out to these homeowners and finding out if they're interested in selling their property. Don't worry, you don't need fancy scripts, you don't need complicated workbooks for it. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. So once you reach out to them, just say, listen, are you the owner of 123 USA Street? It's typically a yes or no. Why do I ask that first? Because 9 out of 10 people are probably going to kick you off the phone. You just want to reach out, find the ones that want to talk to you. The second part is, do you have interest in selling the property? If they do, then go into conversations and ask them simple questions. What's going on in the property? We ask 4 key questions here. Number 1, find out what their motivation is. Why are they selling the property? Remember, guys, the key to really good wholesaling deals is they have to have motivation. Number 2, you want to find out the condition of the property. Ask them over the phone. You don't even have to drive by it. Ask them what the condition of the property and they're typically going to tell you what's wrong with the property. So now we know their motivation, the condition of the property. We want to find out the time frame they want to sell the property. Why is this important? Because we're looking for people to sell within a short period of time. Those are the ones we get the best deals from. If they're waiting a year to sell them, you just follow up with them down the road. The last thing you want to get is you want to find out what they need to sell the property for. Simply just like that, when it gets down to it, don't complicate it. If you've never done this before, Mr. Seller, what do you need to get for that property? Guys, it's that simple. And then what you want to do is get the lowest price possible. This is where wholesaling really, really counts. You've got to get the lowest price possible, because the lower you buy it, the more options you have to sell the property quickly. So now we've gone through marketing, we've gone through acquisitions. The last part is disposition. So you've got the property under contract. So what happens is you've agreed to a price, you put it under contract, and wholesaling is the art of selling your discounted contracts, and you're going to sell them to like a rich landlord or a cash buyer. So how do you do this? Guys, it's really, really simple. You can go to any type of social media groups, like Facebook's groups, just search for areas, what city you're in, and just put in like investors. So if I was in like Miami, I would do Miami, Florida cash buyers or investor network. Guys, there's a million of them. Just Google them out there. Look on Facebook. You can look on Instagram. You can look anywhere for these sites. And then what you do is you're just going to post your contract for sale. And you simply put in the city and the area, and it's like a 3-2, a 2-2, and then put in what you're offering your contract for, and then people will email you and contact you. You guys, you can scour the internet and find tons of addresses. It's really easy to do. If you actually have a property where you physically have it under contract, you can put out what we call bandit signs, little 18 by 24 signs, and just say a property that must sell fast, put a phone number on it. We suggest using your Google voice phone number or get a virtual phone number. Do not put your cell phone number on there. And guys, at this point, once you find your cash buyer, is simply what you have it under contract for. So if you have the property under contract for $100,000, you have a cash buyer at $115,000. You simply do what we call an assignment of contract. And what happens is you're basically assigning your physical contract over to your cash buyer. And if he or she's buying it for $15,000 over your price, that's it. You pocket the $15,000. You put it in your pocket. And the key to wholesaling is it goes really fast. So from the time you put it under contract to the time you sell it, it can happen as little as 5 to 7 days, but typically within 14 days. That's the beauty of it. And in wholesaling, it doesn't require any money. It doesn't require credit. It just requires your discipline to understand how wholesaling works, and you've got to put in your hustle muscle. So guys, putting this all together, if you want to learn more on how to do wholesaling, do me a favor, follow me on my channel here. I go into depth. I've been doing this 20 years. I would love to show you how to get started wholesaling. And remember, there is no money, there's no fee. I just want to get you started to get you to your financial freedom. Guys, this is Rick Ginn, and I'll see you in the next video.